lose to the Mariners 5-4.
But
It's ridiculous.
I really
Ridiculous.
feel like
We were ahead 4-0 against the Mariners.
the offense that we
but
were looking
Walt
for.
Weiss left
not walking enough. As far as
J.R. Ritchie in there too long.
They're putting balls into play. They're making the
Mariners
defense
scored.
work. Leo Rivas at third base.
And then Tyler Kinley. What's going on?
Just picking everything at third. That was nuts.
And then Tyler Kinley gives up runs.
It's hard to
fucking ridiculous. 4-0. We had this thing locked in.
Like the white
until all that
potato
shit.
you mentioned.
184 today, huh? It's ridiculous. So we lose 5-4, but that's we got
extraordinarily well. And just
Bryce Elder on the mound tomorrow.
You wanted to see until they finally started to do it in the sixth inning.
That's why this is the most frustrating loss of the season for me. When you combine the fact of what happened in that sixth inning and how you had all the momentum in this game, you've had all the momentum all season,
4-0,
and you just let it swing to the Mariners side of things. And I'm really curious how the Braves come out tomorrow, if they're able to grab that momentum back, or does this kind of not to say spiral. I don't think the Braves are going to fall apart necessarily, but I mean, that was a big turning point. No, we're not playing the videos on this one, but that was a big turning point. Not in this game, but
you want it. Does anybody in chat want me to play it?
No, it's good. We're good. We're good. But it's a big turning point in this game, and you just hope it's not a big turning point for this series. That the Braves are able to bounce back from it, because it was just a frustrating night that you let this one get away from you. Yes, in that sixth inning with the pitching and the choices there by Walt Weiss, but also because you hit the ball so well in this game, and you somehow only came away with 4 runs on 4 solo home runs. You had 14 hard hit balls against Logan Gilbert. Only 6 of them went for hits. Like, you were crushing everything in this game, particularly early on. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, the average exit velocity allowed by Logan Gilbert, 96.9 miles an hour. It's absurd. I've never seen that dude just kind of dominated on a batted ball department like that tonight.
Yeah, so again, you couple all that together and just a really frustrating game for the Atlanta Braves. Definitely easily the most frustrating loss of the season for me.
Yeah, I mean it's and like that's the hard part now is we have to flush this and we have to move on. You look at tomorrow's matchup, and this is Bryce Elder versus George Kirby, and it kind of feels like this is the game that you have the best chance to win, right? George Kirby is good, just like Logan Gilbert is good, just like Ryan Wu is good. But Ryan Wu has been one of the better strikeout guys in baseball after his breakout last year. And we don't necessarily know on Wednesday what they're going to get from Grant Holmes. I feel like we're still in that department. But Bryce Elder, I mean, he has a 1.88 ERA. It's a little bit of an overperformance from the expected in the fifth and all of that. But as much as you can call, I'm not saying any game's a must-win in May. But if you want to, obviously, to extend the winning streak, you have to win tomorrow. But I feel like this is the one, because of the matchup, because you have Bryce Elder on the mound, you can't afford to lose this one. Monday always felt like it was a little bit of a tricky game to win, simply because it was the youngster in Ritchie, and he's been overperforming a lot of the inputs. I think his expected ERA or his fifth entering this game was almost 6. His expected ERA was like 4.77. Bryce Elder's been that dude all year. So how do you feel about tomorrow? Because to me it feels like, hey, if you do the same thing you did tonight and your bullpen doesn't blow up, you probably win that game by 5 runs.
Yeah, like I said, tomorrow's big just because this was a frustrating one. You felt like you let one get away from you.
You did.
I think it's big just in terms of flushing it and getting back out there and turning the page, which this team has done. They haven't lost a lot this year, which is good, but how do they do that once again after you lose, like what I said, what I felt was one of the more frustrating ones of the season. So it's big in terms of that. And you got that Dodgers series looming too. And you know that's a big one. There's wins are gonna be hard to come by. As good as the Braves have been playing, and I know the Mariners are under 500, have been playing up to their standards, but we know they're going to be a good team. And they're without Kyle Raleigh right now, so you're getting them without one of their better players. It feels like you definitely need to bounce back and get this one, like you said, especially if you want to keep that streak alive of winning series to begin the season. Got to win the next 2. That's how this works.
Yep. All right, Braves dropped this one 5-4. Again, frustrating loss. It happens sometimes. We're going to have to flush it and move on. We will be back tomorrow night. to break down what is hopefully, knock on wood, another brick in the Cy Young campaign of Bryce Elder. Taking on George Kirby, that's 9:40 Eastern on Braves Vision, and I think Jake and I will both be happy that the Wednesday game is only at 4:10 p.m. You know, not have to be up so late. But thank you to everybody who's here with us live as we break this down at 12:45 in the morning. Make sure to subscribe to both Locked On Braves and Locked On Sports Atlanta. A lot of postseason talk, postseason talk for the Hawks, Falcons coming up on the summer, and free agency wrapping up, and then obviously Locked On Braves. Jake's had a ton of content coming out. Goran was on the show today talking prospects like he does every week, so stay tuned for that. For Jake Mastriani, I'm Lindsey Crosby. This has been the Braves Postcast.
Say that Mimi, man. What, man?
On SEC.supercast.com. We continue our conversation with Brian Smith, our Locked On Recruiting Insider. And Brian, one of the talk about the other teams in the SEC. Let's jump off with Florida. 10 commits so far. New head coach John Summerall really making an early impact, but he goes against the big 5-star offensive tackle Maxwell Hiller from up in Pennsylvania that just about everybody's got rated as one of the best O-linemen in the country. But then some homegrown Florida kids. They get the DB Amari Nugent, wide receiver Tremont Collins, and quarterback Gavin Davidson, all from right there in the Sunshine State. And that's kind of where it starts when you recruit Florida.
Getting Gavin Davidson was big. Good quarterback room. We still don't know who the QB's going to be. Maybe they portal after this year, maybe not. But Gavin Davidson's 6'5", 6'6". He just won a state title with Cardinal Mooney down in Sarasota. He can do all the things that you want. He was really good at the opening, really good at U11. I think he's the kind of guy that's going to end up playing by his redshirt freshman year, barring them just going to the portal. And they've also continued with that quarterback, one of the best in the country, the 6'3" kid. They've got a staff that's doing a good job, not just taking low-hanging fruit just to kill numbers, and getting guys that can play at a Clemson, that can play at an Alabama, that can play at a Georgia. I think that they made a very good decision in missing something.
I saw that he got a commit on their the day of their spring game, and the video, he about squeezed the kid in a chokehold almost. He was hugging him so tight. I mean, that's the guy. You meet him, he's got that infectious energy, and man, that helps so much with recruiting.
That's a guy
Absolutely. You need the energy from your head coach in today's world. They got to be closers. Kids see that. They see when you're passionate about it, and it's not just being rubber stamped, hey, we got another one. They care about you and your future. That's going to carry on with the next guy that comes into the room and meets with someone. That's how you win. Even in a place like Florida, it's easy to sell.
Damn, wait.
Directly involved.
Listen to them.
Coach, get your power there.
Let's touch on Texas. They come in at number 14 right now. And Steve Sarkisian, it's what he does. He recruits well, 10 commits so far. They just scooped up a running back, Noah Roberts, out of Arizona. But they also have a couple of big edges. Cameron Hall out of the state of Texas, and Edge Derwin Fields out of Brookhaven, Mississippi. This is just what Stark has done since he stepped foot there in Austin, recruiting at a high level.
They always seem to get good running backs. Easton Royal is committed to them. That's kind of their crown jewel right now. I videoed him doing a 4.2940 last summer before his junior year in high school at roughly 190 pounds. He's going to play early. He's a wide receiver that's just a stud. Plays at Brother Barton in New Orleans. Derwin Fields is a kid a lot of people may not know about. He's an edge rusher out of Mississippi. If he was in South Florida, or he was in Atlanta or something, he'd be ranked higher. He's really, really good. They've got a good mix of players. And watch out for, we call him Greedy against Cornell games. A corner out of the greater Houston area plays at Manville. I think he's got a chance to be an NFL player. They've got a great balanced class. Now it's going to be fun. Oklahoma's having a great class. So is A&M. You know Texas is not going to like that. If there's one state that people count on just in terms of drama, it's got to be the state of Texas between now and time. There will be more battles than ever. By the way, Lane,
Three seconds ahead of us, practically.
The state of Texas is going to be wild. It's going to be wild.
Last time I did this, I was
between Sark and Elko,
right on time.
look, that rivalry just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and they want to beat each other out. But you mentioned Eastern Royal. Quick thought there, because I saw he visited LSU recently. Lane Kiffin's pushing hard for him. Look, that's New Orleans is an hour drive from LSU campus. So Lane Kiffin and the offensive mind that he is, you got to think he's going to try to flip this kid. Any insight there on what you think? Does he stay committed to Texas, or does LSU eventually get the flip?
I spoke to him about it roughly a month or so ago at the Under Armour event in New Orleans. He's going to take some visits, Ole Miss, Tennessee, LSU, and Texas, I believe, are his four. He wants to stay down south, but right now, just from talking to him, I think Texas is where he'll end up. But if you're taking 3 more trips, there are 3 more chances. That's just bottom line. So today's world, I don't like predictions very much because it's not what it used to be. Because of the NIL. We'll see.
Well, I'm sure when Lane gets him showing that film of what the LSU receivers of the past 20 years, maybe he might think of switching over to Baton Rouge, but we'll see. Georgia, they've only got 8 commits so far, but some really good ones. They get a running back, Kimon Spell from Pennsylvania. They get a cornerback, Dante Wright from California. One of the best names out of North Carolina, tight end Jackson Dollar. That's Jackson with an X. But, of course, when it comes to Kirby, I mean, wouldn't be shocked if, this class finishes top 5, top 3 when it's all said and done.
I did a show on it last.
Let's see. Here we go.
Up. And exhale. Feeling all that stress and tension melt away. Inhale, reach it up. Now we're going to keep those arms up and side bend to the right. And up. And over to the left. We want to work on keeping those sides long and lean. Exhale, bringing it up. Inhale, arms down, up. Exhale, inhale, up. Exhale. And then arms coming down.
Shake
just shake it out a little bit. You might get a little spinal twist here. Just feeling your breath, feeling your lungs.
Well,
And then just take a minute here.
so you ready to start your day? Yeah.
Really
Und
go
then?
over your body. Feel how open you are.
Are you ready to go
You
to
got
sleep?
that flow
See?
going.
That's what she's going to
So
say,
you're
for
ready
real.
for your day,
Listen.
or you're ready to go to sleep. Either way.
See? See? Are you ready? Shock treatment coming up. We'll see what's going on in Clown World. I think rationing. We'll talk about that, perhaps. And man cave karaoke. If you're we the people, you can handle truth and hold truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. But if you're they the sheeple unfriend, they unsubscribe, and they unfollow. For the truth, the sheeple will never be fucking ready. Quiet, Peter.